takes the snap, looks downfield, and that pass falls incomplete. Not exactly sure where he was going there. Looked like he expected Romano to break out towards the sideline on that play.
That formation is really hard to throw out of, Aaron, because you have two tight ends. In this situation, Oak Ridge is mainly using those tight ends to block, to slow down those defensive stars of West. So it's really hard to get two wide receivers open whenever they have 4 to 5 defensive backs.
So Brady Hudson comes onto the field to punt for Oak Ridge. Back deep to receive for West is O'Marion Wright. Hudson fields it. Got a wobbly spiral that's going to be fair caught at the 21-yard line by Wright of West, and that's where the Rebels will have it with a Hammers 1st and 10.
Yeah, Joe Gaddis was fired up earlier on that last penalty. He got in that huddle and started demanding excellence, and hopefully Oak Ridge responds well to that challenge that Joe Gaddis issued.
This is such a big game, and it almost looks like because these two teams having trouble maybe moving the ball here but then getting stopped, moving the ball here but then getting stopped, it almost looks like maybe they're filling each other out.
Oh, absolutely. These are two perennial powerhouses in East Tennessee, so that's definitely going on.
Baker Dance hands off to his tailback. Some pretty nice running room that time, and a little bit of extracurricular activity, which the West fans want a penalty for. But that time on the carry, it's Jay Hunley.
Yeah, it's a really good job because Oak Ridge was sending the house on that. So for them to have a decent hold on that's pretty impressive. I mean, it's a short pickup, but hey, whenever they're sending about 7, that's pretty good.
Gym Technologies is a proud supporter of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they wish Jacob and Cole Adams good luck tonight. That's Gym Technologies. Glad to have them on board with us as we watch this game. 2nd and 7 for West. Handoff goes to Hunley up the middle, not much, as Hunley gets up close to the 25-yard line.
And Oak Ridge was sending the blitz again. I think they found something they liked and trying to get some pressure in that backfield. They sent that outside linebacker, that inside linebacker, through the B gap, and he really made a good play.
And West is seeking their first win ever against Oak Ridge, as Oak Ridge is 8-0 all time against West. And this millennium, Oak Ridge is 3-0 against West, as they've played 3 times in the last 2 years. This is the 4th meeting. So on 3rd down, Dance in the backfield, looks downfield, has a man but overshoots him. That time was looking for Grant Tierney, and it's a 3-and-out for West.
Oak Ridge has found something that's working, and that's sending linebackers in the A and B gaps, trying to get some rush up that middle to put some pressure on that quarterback, and it's working. He's throwing the ball out.
And Baker Dance is a really good quarterback. We see he has a long windup, so it takes a little bit to get the ball out of his hands.
It does, and a long windup gives your defensive backs a little more time to break on the ball, and usually long interceptions happen like that.
So Sebastian Latour, not a great punt, as Isaiah Johnson runs up to catch it in dangerous territory, but does. That fair catch happens at the 50-yard line, and Oak Ridge has great field position and a Hammers 1st and 10 to start this drive.
Well, it was almost disaster, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay here. He came up and he almost runs into his blocker there, and that could spell disaster. He could have easily fumbled the ball.
That was Preston Turner, and Turner didn't know where the ball was.
It happens on the shorter kicks a lot, and not much you can do about it, but your returner needs to be screaming for him to know where the ball is and get away from it.
Kendall Jackson in the backfield for Gibbons, and this time Gibbons looks away at his receiver. That's Johnson. Johnson makes a play on that ball and catches it as he ran a quick turnaround, and that ball was kind of to his left, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay, but Isaiah Johnson makes a very good play on it.
Could have been batted at the line of scrimmage, couldn't really tell, but it was inside a little bit, and that's dangerous. If the safety would have been reading the quarterback a little bit more, he could have picked that off.
Very possible that was tipped. Very possible. So a pickup of 7 on the play makes it 2nd and 3. Gibbons waits for the snap, gets it, handoff Jackson. Jackson finds a big hole, still moving, gets it up to the 35-yard line, and Oak Ridge is in West territory with another Hammers 1st and 10.
He makes the defender pay. When you tackle him, you're going to feel it, and there is not an arm tackle going to bring him down.
And you think with a player that shifty wouldn't be able to run with so much power, But you can tell the way he makes contacts with the defenders, he's running with a lot of momentum.
He's almost full speed with 2 steps. That's what you want out of a running back.
So here's Gibbons, takes the snap, handoff Jackson again. And this time, West able to get into the backfield and bring Jackson down for a loss. And it was Drew Francis. As Francis lined up on the line and penetrates into the backfield to make that tackle for a loss.
Yeah, the tight end, Trey Rowe, that lined up on the left side, he got beat inside, and that blew up the play. He's got to do a better job of cutting that off with his head, not allowing inside penetration, because that's what happens.
Loss of 3 on the play. Does the name Jeff Francis ring a bell?
No, not to my knowledge.
Former Tennessee player?
Jeff Francis.
Yeah, that's his son out there.
Oh, wow. What year did he play?
Brad, our producer tonight, Brad Jones, looks at you and says, he's too young.
Yeah.
I mean, I know who Jeff Francis is. You should.
Well, you interned over there for years.
Okay. So we've got a penalty on the play. Looks like a false start on Oak Ridge, and that's going to cost the Wildcats 5 yards. Already had previously lost 3 yards. Then a loss of 5 yards will make it 2nd and 18.
Both offenses are trying to figure out what each defense is doing, and it's causing some overthinking, and guys aren't quite getting the call, and they're jumping off sides, moving early. And that's just insecurity of not knowing quite what's going on. So they'll get that figured out. But Oak Ridge is loving this 2 tight end set.
I would too with a back there like Jackson. As a pump fake from Gibbons, and Gibbons lets it fly into double coverage and way over everyone's head. Was wanting to try to hit Johnson, but
you can tell
the
Oak Ridge offensive coordinator, he isn't giving that quarterback the opportunity to make very many reads. He's basically calling the play from the press box because that's double coverage, and you never want to throw it into double coverage when it's one wide receiver out there. So you got to let the quarterback start making some decisions there.
So Oak Ridge started with a promising drive, but now they're looking at a 3rd and 18. In West territory, though.
Look for the option.
Here's Gibbons, fakes the handoff to Johnson, and now hits him with a screen pass. Johnson has a lot of room, gets to the middle of the field, down to the 35-yard line where he's gang tackled, but we have a penalty on the play around the original line of scrimmage, so we think that's in the area of a hold.
Again, holding again. And that's just from the speed of the defensive front. This is a good play here.
That is a very good play. So you fake the jet sweep to Johnson and then get him out on the screen, as we see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. And the defenders kind of lost him there.
They were running zone, and whenever you run all the motion, it really exposes that, and it shows what they're running. And the cornerback left his area, and the running back was able to pick up a decent gain, but holding.
I think these teams are trying to figure out how to have a contest of who can get into 3rd and longest. Because right now, Oak Ridge has it 3rd and 32, which matches what West had earlier when they were in a 3rd and 32.
Oak Ridge electing to throw a lot more than I expected, especially out of this formation. So let's see how this works out for them, 3rd and long.
Now Gibbons has thrown for over 600 yards this season, as Jackson will run up the middle, won't get much, maybe a yard, and Oak Ridge will be forced to punt.
Not much you can do there, Aaron, when as offensive play caller there in that situation. It's 3rd and forever. It's screen draw and hope for a prayer pass. And if I was guessing, I don't think the Oak Ridge coaching staff quite trusts that quarterback enough to make that kind of a pressure throw.
So again, into punt is Brady Hudson, as O'Marion Wright will go back to catch this for West.
Wright is dangerous. If he has a lane, he can take it back.
Hudson gets the punt off.
He's going to have an opportunity here.
Very wobbly, and Wright will have an opportunity. Catches it about the 26, and he's tripped up, and he's mad.
I don't blame him. I'm mad for him.
O'Marion Wright is furious.
That line jumped up about 6 inches and tripped him there.
So we might have seen an electric play had that not happened.
He's got some speed, Aaron.
He does, you can tell. As instead, West will take over at the Rebel 37-yard line with a Hammers 1st and 10. As we see it on the Chuck Fleischman replay here, as Wright catches it at about the 22-yard line, and he's going. It's his own
Yeah,
player.
ran right into his feet, tripped him.
Ooh. Yeah, I definitely see why he's mad now. Dance running the option. Handoff goes to the tailback, and that is a huge gain on the play. And again, it is Jay Hunley for West. And Hunley, wow, has 3 defenders on him on the Chuck Fleischman replay. And the ball came free there for a moment, but the officials say that Hunley got back on top of it, and West is in business with a Hammers 1st and 10.
Hunley getting the bulk of the carries tonight, too. Good play call.
Handoff, looking for maybe a halfback pass, but instead, wide receiver will take it on the jet sweep, and that's Tierney.
I like the play call. Oak Ridge did a great job reading it and didn't allow anything outside. So that's a great job by the Oak Ridge defensive backs.
Yeah, we see on
Watch the safety come up here.
And on this Chuck Fleischman replay.
That's a great job by the Oak Ridge safety.
Tierney was looking downfield. He might have passed that, as West might have been looking to run some trickery there. As we are just under halfway through the second quarter. That play picked up 3 yards, brings up 2nd and 7.
A lot of room on that left side of the field.
Dance, hands off. Goes to his tailback. Up the middle that time. Looked like he got John Cupp.
Cupp's been everywhere tonight on the defensive backfield and on the offensive backfield. So he's a very talented guy, but I'm still surprised why we haven't seen Mattress very much.
That is enough for another Hammers 1st and 10 as West is down to the 28-yard line of Oak Ridge. Cupp lined up in the backfield again. Man in motion for West. Handoff, Cupp around the right side. Doesn't find much there. Tackle made about the 26-yard line.
West using that H-back tight end, come in there and do some lead block and some pulling inside. It's a pretty good job. If he could have bounced a little more inside, but Oak Ridge is everywhere. They've got a lot of speed. They're not very big up front, but they do have a lot of speed, and Oak Ridge is slanting them just enough to be able to cause some havoc on that big offensive line of West.
2nd and a long 8 for West. As Hunley back in the backfield for the Rebels. Handoff does go to Hunley. Loses his footing a little bit, gets around the left side, and is brought down at about the 22-yard line.
It's hard for West to break outside because those safeties and cornerbacks are coming up and making some pretty good tackles. Again, cornerback coming in there and making a secure tackle. That's a good job.
Boy, I thought he made it down to about the 22-yard line, but the ball spotted at the 24. And that'll bring up 3rd and 6 for West. Big 3rd down here.
A lot of open field over here.
Hunley in the backfield.
Oak Ridge bringing pressure.
Oh, and pass is incomplete. Trying to get O'Marion right on a quick out. And now West has a decision to make.
Just the middle area, he took his eyes off the ball, tried to run before he secured the ball. Can't have that as a wide receiver.
You'd be looking at maybe a 42-yard field goal from where the ball is spotted right now. But
they're going for it.
Dance is going to stay on the field. 4th and 6, game time. Hunley in the backfield.
Penalties have played a big part in this game so far. Oak Ridge was close.
West tried to draw Oak Ridge off sides. Under 10 on the play clock. West may just call a timeout here. And that's what the Rebels are going to do. West takes the timeout. It is 4th and 6. We'll have more when we get back on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
month at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Ranger Super Cab, $22,996. New 2019 Ford F-150, $23,629. New 2019 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT, $45,578. New 2019 Ford Edge, $27,998. New 2019 Ford Fusion, $19,960. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, I-75 exit 122, or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Back at Blankenship Field, we are scoreless with just 3:41 left to go in the second quarter here on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week. And Mayor Warren and Judy Gooch wish the Wildcats best of luck tonight and through the rest of the season. So thank you, Mayor Warren and Judy Gooch, for being along with us for tonight's game. And West, again, sending the offense onto the field, 4th and 6. Cup in the backfield. Dance. Takes the snap, looks, he's going to throw. Gets it across the middle. That pass is complete and piling into the end zone. Touchdown, West!
Oh, Marion Wright came big on that play.
Looks like Wright ran maybe a skinny post.
I couldn't really tell. I didn't get to see. I was watching the quarterback because Oak Ridge was sending the pressure. And the quarterback hung in there tight, took a big hit.
And so Hudson Schmid on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up. It's through the uprights. It's good. We've got a new score. Finally, points on the board as West leads it 7-0 on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope, is a nonprofit organization providing clothing and housewares to the financially disadvantaged of Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties. Bryson's Closet makes this possible with their thrift store that is located at 350 North Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. Bryson's Closet is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please visit Bryson's Closet to donate, shop, or even volunteer. Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope.
Breaker.
Back at Oak Ridge, West strikes first. It took a good while to get there, but finally West on the board. They lead this one 7-0 in the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
And again, Wright coming in big as we expected earlier. Before this game, he had 10 receptions for 201 yards. I think he was targeted 20 times, and he had 2 touchdowns. So another big play for him.
And this kickoff is sailing into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. So Oak Ridge will take over and start this drive at the 20 with a Hammers 1st and 10.
Let's see what the Oak Ridge offense, if they've tweaked some things. They've came out 12 personnel, 1 running back, the balanced look, 2 tight ends. Basically stayed in that same formation all night long. And the tight ends they've brought in, they haven't done quite good enough job of securing that inside lane. So the big defensive line, defensive ends for West have really been able to penetrate on that C gap, and it's caused some problems for Oak Ridge.
Kendall Jackson in the backfield. Mitchell Gibbons, quarterback, takes the snap. Handoff goes to Jackson, tries to find room up the middle, and nothing.
And that's exactly what I was just talking about happened again. Tight end wasn't able to secure that inside lane. He came
Gibbons,
in,
quarterback,
bull in China shop. Watch
takes
this.
the snap. Handoff goes
right across that tight end's nose. And as an offensive coach, you cannot have that. It stops everything. If you allow inside penetration to cross your face, it stagnates everything.
Clock running. We are approaching 3 minutes to go in the first half. Oak Ridge has it. Maybe lost a foot on that play. Brings up 2nd and a long 10. Gibbons takes the snap, fakes the handoff, hits Adams out of the backfield up to the 24-yard line. Pickup of close to 5, but we'll call it 4. We'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Good catch, really good catch by a defensive standout at linebacker, and he was open. Wish they could have got him the ball a little bit earlier, and he'd have been able to cut upfield a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I said Adams came out of the backfield. He actually flared out from that tight end position.
Yep.
So a big 3rd down here as Oak Ridge tries to respond. Remember, Oak Ridge won the toss and elected to receive the football to start this game, so West will have it out of the locker room. Gibbons, hard count, gets the snap, rolls to his left, Looks way upfield into double coverage. That pass is incomplete as a cleat falls off.
Yeah, as I stated earlier, this formation, Aaron, is really hard to throw out of. And you saw there was 2 defenders hanging all over the wide receiver, and there was another defender hanging out in that immediate area. You see, that's a dangerous throw, but that's because they're in that 12 personnel package. It's hard to get open when you're running out of that formation.
Yeah, and Gibbons had Preston Turner around the yard to make, as we saw on the replay, courtesy of Chuck Fleischman. So Oak Ridge is punting, and West should have great field position as O'Marion Wright back deep to receive.
West was coming after that one.
Wobbly spiral is caught, fair caught by West at the 45-yard line, and that's where the Rebels will take over with the Hammers 1st and 10. So West going to try to get back into scoring position, get on the board before halftime, and then get this ball to come out in the second half. And, you know, that's why a lot of teams defer. They want that opportunity to score at the end of the half.
Absolutely. If I'm West, I'm going deep here early and test that defensive backfield out for Oak Ridge.
Jai Hudson in the backfield for West. Dance, takes a snap, pump fakes, looks, can't find anybody. He's going to take off, gets across midfield, and slides down at the 46-yard line of Oak Ridge. And that's going to probably be just shy of the first down, depending on where the ball is spotted.
Oak Ridge elected to send no pressure, so he had all day to throw, and he stepped up. It made a wise decision of not trying to place that ball into double coverage, and he picked up, 9 yards? That's a heads-up play by the quarterback at West.
As Jacob Adams comes up to force Dance to slide, and it is just shy of first down. So it's second and maybe a foot for West. 1:23 left to go in this first half. And look, Dance has a wide out in the backfield. That's Hudson. And Hudson will get the carry going across the right side. Got a lot of running room and a lead blocker. Lowers his head and gets it to the 37-yard line. And West will have a Hammers 1st and 10.
And big number 73, Kane Lewis, a right guard, he was pulling out there on that play, and he was a lead blocker. That was an impressive play by that big offensive guard. You see him here pulling just enough to give him a little bit of a bounce.
And quickly back to the game, it's Cup. And that ball is stripped, but the play is blown dead first. And now scoring updates with 2:03 left to go in the second quarter. Coalfield leads over Oakdale 42-0.
Yeah, Coalfield's going to have to call off the dogs on already. Oakdale's really struggled, as we stated. They go through this every now and again with that small school up there, and they sometimes can't hardly even field enough for a team. So that's hard to do.
So West takes the timeout. Stoppage of play here at the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Breaker, good
Buddy, we've just rolled in from Georgia with a truckload of throw rugs.
That was back in my truck driving days, many years ago. Rugs are still rolling in from Georgia every month, featuring Oriental and contemporary area rugs, carpet-style throw rugs, and much more. All rugs are sold at the lowest prices possible. Find your rug at Hammer Stores.
You don't think it'll happen?
Out of the timeout, just 36 seconds remaining in this one. West has the ball at the Oak Ridge 30. 2nd and 3 after that 7-yard pickup from Dance to Cup.
45 seconds left.
Actually, that was Grant Tierney on the reception. I said Cup. Cup's in the backfield right now. And we've got a whistle as the play is blown dead. False start on West. Whoa, so many penalties tonight.
Stacking up quick for West and Oak Ridge, really. It's all been mostly on the offensive side of the ball, too.
And this is week 5.
Yeah,
I think some of this would be cleaned up by now.
It should be. It really should be. And I guarantee you, both coach and staffs are furious right now when they go. I'd hate to be I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the locker room during halftime.
So now 2nd and 8 for West. Cup in the backfield, Dance back to pass, looking, lets it fly again. This is a wobbly spiral, and it's caught. Wow. Caught at the 13-yard line, and for West, that's O'Marion Wright. Cup in the backfield, Dance back
who else
to
do
pass.
you go to? You know,
Looking,
he's not reading anything here. He knows who he's going to.
And now West, it's Dance lines up under center and spikes the ball to stop the clock with about 30 seconds left.
But what a play. What a play. Good job blocking by the offensive line. Oak Ridge was sent in the house. He had somebody right in his face, hung in there, completed a good ball. But O'Marion Wright, he is a talented wide receiver, and he's being guarded by one of the better defensive backs in the region.
As Chuck Fleischman shows us here, it wasn't a great pass, but Wright comes back, puts himself in a position, catches the ball at its highest point, and makes a huge play there. And now going to the end zone is Dance, and that pass falls incomplete, trying to hit Wright again.
And
correction, that's Hunley, and we've got a flag on the play around the 4-yard line. And it's a defensive holding on Oak Ridge. 24 seconds left. Boy, this is really interesting. Down here in the red zone for West.
you saw the layout of O'Marion Wright earlier, and his numbers are so impressive. He is a very formidable wide receiver in this region, and look for him to just continue to stack up stats this whole year long. And he's going to be a big-time player for this program all year long.
It's 2nd and 1 at the 5-yard line for West. 20 seconds to go. Dance takes a snap, looks, he's being pressured, gets the ball away, and it's tipped up in the air and almost intercepted.
Hold up now. Looked like a touchdown.
But instead it's a touchdown.
Wow. That is demoralizing if you're Oak Ridge.
That's O'Marion Wright.
Again.
Incredible. And we had to wait for the official signal. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. Dance under heavy pressure, gets this one away. The ball's tipped up in the air.
He kept one hand underneath that ball to secure that catch.
And the extra point is good. And West puts another one on the board. That is a huge, huge touchdown. So Keys, Melanie, and Parks, Phil Hour say, go Wildcats, get the big win tonight. And Oak Ridge is trying, but they've got some hurdles to climb to get there.
That's a tough break for Oak Ridge. That was almost an interception for Oak Ridge, but the referees called it otherwise and said that he was down before the ball was stripped away. Very close, as you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay here.
Now watch this replay again. That ball is
see
tipped.
The Oak Ridge defender. Okay, it was a tie ball.
And the offense is always given.
That's a good job by the Oak Ridge defensive back, just being there and fighting for the ball. It's just Wright is such an athlete. It's going to be hard to get the ball away from him.
But that was actually Tierney on the play. I said that was Wright at first, but that was Tierney. So heads-up play by Tierney as this ball is kicked deep and returnable for Oak Ridge. From the 1 and to the 20 is all they're going to get, as that was Preston Turner on the return.
8.2 seconds left in the half. Let's see what Oak Ridge decides to do. And again, we
kind of expect Coach Gaddis to take a knee here. One thing you can't have is a fumble or an interception. As the clock says 8 minutes and 20 seconds, but it is 8.2 seconds.
Clock operators had a rough night tonight.
Oak Ridge will not take a knee. Ooh. And
that's
Mitchell Gibbons looked to his left, tried to give it to Jackson. Jackson wasn't there. Jackson went right. So Gibbons keeps it, gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's all she wrote for the first half. West with a huge touchdown with just 10 or so seconds left, takes this 14-0 lead into halftime over Oak Ridge at Blankenship Field. It's been a great first half. Don't let the score fool you. This one has been close, and now Oak Ridge has dug itself into a hole in the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Meg.
And this is your Scoreboard Snack Attack.
And today we're going to show you how to make delicious fried pickles.
Yay!
So for this recipe, you are going to need a milk and egg mixture. So 1 egg and 3/4 cups of milk. You're going to need 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And then you're going to need 1/2 cup of cornmeal, 2 tablespoons of chopped dill, 2 teaspoons of paprika, and the salt and pepper mixture, and of course, your pickles.
So we have 2 inches of canola oil heating up over here on our natural gas cooktop. So that'll get hot real quick, and then we're gonna mix up these ingredients in this dish to make the last phase of our batter for the pickles. We're gonna mix it all up here. You can either do a pinch of the salt and pepper mixture, or you can just pour it all in there like I just did. Either way. Next step is you're gonna take your pickle, dip it in the egg mixture. Good.
Cornstarch.
Back in the egg. Then in your batter mix here, we're gonna get it good and coated. Then we're gonna toss it in the frying oil. Woo!
You're gonna fry it until it's nice and golden brown.
And then repeat with as many pickles as you want. So while this is frying up on our natural gas cooktop here, I want Meg to tell you a little bit about her role at ORUD. She's one of our newer employees, and she works in the marketing department. So tell us a little bit about what you do, Meg.
Well, I do a lot of our social media marketing and some of our engagement out in the community, as well as I do a lot of our graphics for our pamphlets and getting sales material together and just making our new brand and new logo look even better than what it already does.
She does it all, guys. If y'all don't follow us on social media, you need to check out our Facebook and our Instagram page. We do all kinds of special promotions on there and let you know what's going on at ORUD.
Oh, that looks so good.
But actually, gas cooktops give you precise temperature control, and that really makes it easy with tackling more difficult or fast-paced recipes, especially like in a restaurant environment, or if you're hosting a dinner party or your family for the holidays, something like that where you need stuff done in a more efficient manner. Cooking equipment is perfect for that.
And the great thing about cooking with natural gas is that your cookware lasts longer because less heat is applied over time. So when you have that expensive pot or pan that you have purchased, it will actually cause less wear and tear and it will last you longer.
Now comes the taste test. They're all done and they look crispy and delicious, so let's try.
Okay.
You can have your ranch for a little dip. Perfect. Perfect. Can't even taste it. I put all that salt and pepper mixture in there. It tastes perfect. Don't forget, you can find this and all of our Snack Attack recipes on our website at orud.org. And this has been your Scoreboard Snack Attack.
Oak Ridge High School marching band. Some stories of dances at the half. Donnie Bennett, 28, Mark Valley, nothing. Here's a surprise. Torrance, 21, Colton, nothing. At the half, Heritage 35, Morristown West, nothing. At the half, Kyle, 27, Clint, 7. Oak Ridge High School Athletic Department would like to sincerely thank the following corporate sponsors for their continued generous support of football. Brothers Barbecue, Coca-Cola Bottles Company, Brooks Comfort Systems, Diversified Electric, Dr. Joseph E. Providence Company, Five Star Brothers, McAllister's Deli, IPDSN, Oak Ridge Security District, O.E.B.
You guys support community here.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman.
James Gibson, halftime winding down, and I want to make a comment real quick of, first off, the bands on the field at halftime, amazing performances, but also our guy Brad Jones able to get some incredible drone shots while the bands were playing, and just tremendous. It's been a great game. Don't let the score fool you. West scores going into halftime to take the 14-0 lead. The Rebels will get the ball to start the second half, and Oak Ridge is going to have to make some adjustments to try to stop that Rebel offense.
Yeah, majorly. And they're also going to have to make some adjustments on the offensive side of the ball, as Oak Ridge only has 66 total yards of offense. And it's that same formation they're going into. It's that two tight end formation, which I like to run the football. Or if you're going to run that, you got to have some tight ends that can really get to that second level and challenge that defensive backfield and have some mismatches with the linebackers. So they're going to have to figure that out and maybe start running the football a little bit more in this second half.
The Oak Ridge High School class of 1962, the class of champions, is here wishing the Wildcats best of luck. So the class of champions from 1962. Also, Rick Chin, the Oak Ridge mayor, wishes the Wildcats good luck tonight as well. So what do you expect to see out of Oak Ridge? You think they'll go into some different formations on offense like you were talking about?
They're going to have more offensive successes. So look for them to come out. I don't know what they're going to go to. Joe Gaddis, like I said, he's an option kind of guy. So normally he really likes running the football. They have not run the football much this first half. So look for them to start running the football a little bit more and come out in some different formations and try to challenge that defensive backfield. I just don't think Oak Ridge has a lot of confidence in that offensive line right now, so they're really trying to fill it full of blockers.
So here's a kickoff from Hudson. O'Marion Wright back deep to receive, lets it hit, thinking it's going to the end zone, has to pick it up at the 1-yard line and able to get out to the 20 before he's brought down by Jacob Adams. But boy, that was dangerous.
Dangerous. That's really dangerous. You've got to make sure that ball's going in there. You've got to catch that football in that situation. Don't be lazy. Catch the ball. That's a mental mistake.
And that was kicked to Shannon Blair, and Blair just thought that ball was going to go into the end zone. It did not, but able to make a quick recovery and get the ball out to the 20, which is where the ball would have been spotted had it gone into the end zone.
The average player is not going to be able to get to the 20 on that type of mistake, so that's a big break for West.
So here's Dance, handoff. Going around the right side, gets it up to the 22-yard line. And again,
confused why there wasn't a penalty thrown there. That was.
So looking at our halftime stats on our O.E.B. Law Game of the Week, 4 first downs for Oak Ridge, 6 for West, but just 66 total yards for Oak Ridge and 139 for West. And penalties, 4 for Oak Ridge for 46 yards and 4 for 31 for West. Tons of penalties in that first half.
Way too much, but again, the storyline is the lack of success on the offensive side of the ball for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. We're going to have to change some stuff up if they want to stay in this ball game.
So here's Dance, throws it to his tailback out of the backfield. Good gain there for Hunley.
Notice both teams like throwing to the short side of the field. They really like stacking the short side of the field and throwing to the short side of the field. I'd like to see them throw to the far side of the field and get a little more room for those athletes to make some stuff happen.
So maybe a pickup of 3 will bring up 3rd and 4 for the Rebels. So Oak Ridge looking to get a stop right out of halftime. Let's see if they can do it.
Let's see if Oak Ridge sends some pressure. It looks like they are.
Dance has 3 wide receivers to his left and throws it across the middle. That pass is intercepted.
He's moving.
By Oak Ridge, has a lot of running room. Across the 25 to the 20, makes another break up field and gets it to the 10-yard line. And that is where Preston Allen is brought down.
Wow. Great play. Good read, good hands, good run after catch.
Preston Turner.
Overthrown ball.
And we've seen a lot of overthrown balls, but Turner from that safety position read that perfectly, kept his eye on the prize, and gets down to the 10-yard line.
West is lucky. Big number 73 offensive lineman was able to put his hands around and get him to the ground, or he could have scored on that. That's a big play.
We've got a 1st and goal for Oak Ridge. This is the closest to scoring the Wildcats have been all night.
Big break for Oak Ridge. Let's see what they do here.
Gibbons in the backfield, has Jackson behind him. And that's where it's going. Jackson tries to get around the right side. It slips and falls.
That's unfortunate. He lost his footing.
Picks up 2. Will bring up 2nd and goal from the 8.
I like the play call, though. Get it in his hands. Let him do something with it.
Boy, had he not slipped.
Yeah, he's in. Close anyway.
He's close anyway.
Probably something similar here.
Gibbons fakes the handoff, looks left, throws it, passes complete to the 4, to the 3. And that's it. We'll bring up a 3rd and short, pass complete to Isaiah Johnson.
Well-placed ball by the Oak Ridge quarterback. He really threw it where his wide receiver could only make that play. That's a good play. I'm still confused why they're not really running the football here with that special running back standing back there, looking to the sideline, saying, give me that ball. Stack that formation, run that football. Let's see some Joe Gaddis football.
And now the West Rebels get loud. The fans get loud. Big third down here. Gibbons takes a snap, rolls to his right, looks, lets it go. That pass is complete. Walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Isaiah Johnson.
Rolled out, hit his target, touchdown, big play. Oak Ridge right back in this ball game.
And it was going to Johnson all the way.
Beautiful placed ball by the quarterback.
It was, and Gibbons probably held on to it a little bit too long, but was able to get it out in front of Johnson for the touchdown. Extra point try by Brady Hudson is up. It's good. 14-7, your new score, just 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the third quarter on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Back at the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week here at Blankenship Field. Oak Ridge gets on the board, cuts the lead in half. It is now 14-7.
Oak Ridge got right back in this ball game with a good turnover, was able to have the ball in some decent field position, was able to punch it in there with a beautiful throw from the Oak Ridge quarterback. Tad late, like you said, but he was able to hit his target, and that's a heck of a target to have in that wide receiver.
So Brady Hudson set to kick off. O'Marion Wright deep to receive for West. And this kickoff will go into the end zone. And it will be a touchback. So West will start it with a Hammers 1st and 10 at the West 20-yard line. Hey, attorney Jim Normand, a member of the 1979 state championship team, says, "Go Wildcats all the way to Cookeville." And that is where Joe Gaddis hopes this team can end up after falling short in the semis last year.
Yeah, they started slow, but they've really started working some things out and started figuring out their personnel and learning this offense and defense, and they're playing better. And Oak Ridge defensively is really starting to send some pressure, and it's having an effect on the quarterback at West.
So Dance gets a quick out up to the 21-yard line, and that's about it.
Oak Ridge is swarming to the football right now. They came out at halftime, fired up, ready to play. I know they got an earful in the halftime, or at halftime in the locker room, and they're playing fired up. That's a great job by the cornerback of Oak Ridge coming in there and making a good, solid tackle.
Grant Tierney picks up maybe half a yard. Will bring up second and a long 9, a short 10.
Isaiah Johnson in on that tackle there. Right now he's having a huge impact on this game. He could potentially have a player of the game type situation here going tonight. Some confusion for Oak Ridge.
See if West could take advantage of it. Dance, speed option. Goes to Hudson. Hudson gets it outside to the 30, across the 30 to close to the 31-yard line, and that will be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10.
If the quarterback can hold on to that ball just a little bit more, try to suck in that defender, you might see a little bit more of a big gain on that, but number 21 just able to outrun everybody.
And you made that comment last time you saw the speed option from this West team, that quarterback Baker Dance just pitched it a little bit early.
He did, and that's speed option really, but I'd like to see that quarterback dedicate a little bit more, make that defender bite, and then your running back will have a bigger lane.
Hudson gets the handoff going around the right side. Brought down after a pickup of about 6. Good pickup for Hudson.
Hard runner. He's a really hard runner. It looks like Oak Ridge got somebody down on the field right now. Can't see a number yet.
Really hard to tell that angle.
Athletic training staff checking on him right now.
Might be defensive end Jackson Adams. Well, tonight, Gym Technologies is a proud supporter of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they wish Jacob and Cole Adams good luck tonight.
Couldn't really see what happened on the play, but it looked like he kind of came in and collided potentially with a head to the knee. Let's see, defense. Yeah, he lowered his head really low. You never want to see that. He tried to do a spill to the offensive guard, cut off the inside, make him bounce outside, and he lowered that head. Hope it's not a concussion.
And that is number 10, Jackson Adams, for this Oak Ridge Wildcat team. So we've got a moment. We're going to take a break. This is the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Really?
Again? Hey, if I had automotive style suspension like the new Simplicity, plus a free floating mower deck for the best cut, I'd be all that too.
Well.
And if I had the expertise and advice of his Simplicity dealer, maybe he'd look forward to hanging out with me.
You don't have a Simplicity dealership.
Good point. Huh.
Yeah.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope, is a nonprofit organization providing clothing and housewares to the financially disadvantaged of Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties. Bryson's Closet makes this possible with their thrift store that is located at 350 North Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. Bryson's Closet is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please visit Bryson's Closet to donate, shop, or even volunteer. Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Come celebrate Ford Truck and SUV Month at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Ranger Super Cab, $22,996. New 2019 Ford F-150, $23,629. New 2019 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT, $45,578. New 2019 Ford Edge, $27,998. New 2019 Ford Fusion, $19,960. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, I-75 exit 122, or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Big E's Deli and Market is now open in Rockwood at 326 North Gateway Avenue. They have both 100% gas and gas with ethanol. They are open from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Come by and visit the new owners of Big E's. They have all types of sandwiches in the deli, plus competitive gas prices and the coldest drinks in town. That's Big E's Market, 326 North Gateway Avenue in Rockwood.
As we see Jackson Adams able to get up under his own power, being looked over. Might have been a concussion situation, as you said, on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Yeah, you never want to see a player go in with the head down low like that, especially 6'4". He's a good player, and he came in there really low and put the face mask looking straight at the ground. And that's something that you teach at an early age not to do. If you see here on the Chuck Flashman replay, and it looked like he potentially took a knee to the top of the head, which can cause a concussion type symptom. So best wishes for that young man, and we keep him in our prayers.
And you see all the players for Oak Ridge coming back onto the field, giving him a slap on the shoulder pads. It's one of those situations where you see your teammate get injured and you want to go out and you want to play for them and have a good showing for them. So an opportunity here to do that. 2nd and 6 for West. Ball is on the 36-yard line.
Oak Ridge moving around a lot.
Here's the snap. Dance tries to get it out. That pass is incomplete. Great coverage that time by Oak Ridge's Preston Turner.
And Turner had the big interception earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. As you can see, this play was caught by O'Marion Wright, and Turner was able to wrestle it away.
We've got a good battle between these two tonight.
Two very talented players for sure.
Very athletic.
3rd and 4 for West. Dance in the backfield, cut behind him. And Dance, trying to run the option again, decides to keep it. Gets the ball up to about the 39-yard line, and that's going to be short of the first down.
Oak Ridge defensive coordinator knew run all the way. He had no safety help in the back. He had both safeties up close to the line of scrimmage, and it was a great play call. It helped out that defense having extra defenders inside the box.
And normally run that speed option with Jai Hudson, had Cup in there that time. So now West will have to punt the ball away as it's Sebastian Latour. Punt is a spiral, and punt is caught at the 22-yard, fair caught at the 22-yard line, and that's where Oak Ridge will have it, 1st and 10.
Let's see what kind of changes and personnel changes that Oak Ridge has made at halftime. See how they come out here.
We've covered the smaller schools, and one thing about these bigger schools, the players are all bigger and they're faster. But you know what? The smaller schools have punters just as good as these bigger schools.
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen so far.
Biggest difference is depth.
That is the biggest difference for sure. So here's Gibbons in the backfield. Handoff goes to Jackson. Jackson just plows ahead, trying to get over right guard, and the ball gets up to about the 24-yard line.
It's hard running in between the tackles against this West team with 2 SEC commits and a big defensive front. And Oak Ridge is a little undersized at the guard positions, so it's hard running in there right now.
Haven't said Tyrese Edwards' name a whole lot, but he is wreaking havoc in there on that line for West. So pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. Gibbons has Jackson in the backfield again, 2 wide receivers to the right. And a quick swing pass goes to Jackson. Tries to spin out of a tackle, but cannot, as West has Jake Eggleston there to make a tackle in the backfield.
Again, Oak Ridge tight ends are going to have to do a little bit better job of stopping the pressure, crossing their face. They're able to get some defensive pressure on the quarterback. And, I mean, who else? Tyrese Edwards, 23.5 solo tackles before this game, 13 assists, 4.5 sacks in 4 games, 7.5 tackles for loss, 1 block punt. He's a special athlete.
He's a handful. 3rd and 10, loss of 2. Gibbons back to pass, lets it go, and that pass falls incomplete.
Like I said, I've been saying it all night. It's a very hard formation to throw out of because West has 4 to 5 defenders back there guarding 2 wide receivers.
And as Isaiah Johnson fell down on the play, as we can see, coming out of his break.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have got that ball either anyway.
Again, it's hard to throw. It's hard to throw when you have 2 wide receivers against 5 defensive backs.
So Brady Hudson punts this one away. Brady Hudson.
Uh-oh.
And O'Marion Wright bobbles the return, able to pick it up off a bounce, and gets the ball up to the 47-yard line of West, and that's where the Rebels will have a Hammers 1st and 10.
They're going to have to check in for a horseshoe somewhere because he is one lucky guy.
O'Marion Wright, such a great player.
He is. He's a great athlete. But he is a lucky athlete, I'll tell you.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but when you're lucky and good, boy, that's something right there.
That is something.
So Baker Dance back into the game. Jai Hudson is tailback, gets the ball, tries to get it around the left side, and he's just stacked up.
That's a good play by the Oak Ridge defender.
We'll see this. If you didn't catch the number, we'll see on the Chuck Floshman replay. As it looked like it was Jacker Pogel coming up from his safety position.
He's done a great job all night long coming down and filling some running holes. The safeties for Oak Ridge are run-stopping safeties. They come in there and put their head on a hat, and they demand excellence.
Great play. 2nd and 10 off that no gain. And now a wide open receiver. It's Wright. And he's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. O'Marion Wright from the 47. That's a 53-yard touchdown pass.
Big play. Who else but Wright?
And it was broken coverage as Wright was wide open. Nobody within 10 yards of him. And that's not somebody you want to leave open.
No, you had a corner and a safety standing there looking at each other confused. And you just can't have that in week 5. You can't have that. And Oak Ridge having way too many mental mistakes.
So West trying to extend the lead with this extra point. Hudson's extra point is up. It is good. West puts 7 more on the board. The Rebels lead at 21-7 on the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Griffin Insurance is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
The Harriman.
Back at Blankenship Field for the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week. Hey, Mayor Warren and Judy Gooch wish the Wildcats the best of luck tonight through the rest of the season as well. And Oak Ridge going to need some luck after going down 21-7 and leaving West's best wide receiver wide open on a 53-yard touchdown pass.
And I'm interested in seeing what type of recruiting this young man's had, because he has some blistering speed and he's got good ball skills. So I'm interested in following him the rest of the season.
West kickoff goes into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and Oak Ridge will take it at the 20-yard line and start this drive down 14 with a Hammers 1st and 10.
And Oak Ridge has got to have some more success on the offensive side of the ball. They got to come out here, and if they're going to throw the ball, change the formation up a little bit, at least utilize your tight ends a little bit to keep those linebackers honest. And let's see how they respond.
Well, I asked you if you thought we'd see some new formations for Oak Ridge. So far, that answer's been no.
Yeah, they've done exactly what they did in the first half, so could be a long night if they don't start changing some stuff up, because if I'm the defensive coordinator for West, I know exactly what you're doing, and I've got you pegged. So let's see what Joe Gaddis has up his sleeves.
Mitchell Gibbons is the cornerback. Quick out. And piling up ahead to good yardage there, 27-yard line. And that's Tyler Romano.
Trying to get their athletes the ball, let them hope to make a play, break a tackle, get a long play on that. They're definitely having to throw short routes because of the formations that they're in. And it's just like watching the first half all over again. Got to stretch the field.
They give Romano 6 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. Ball placed at the 26. Gibbons with a hard count. Handoff goes to Jackson. Jackson, right side, daylight, gets it up to the 37-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
Rumbling and stumbling. I love this running back. If they can get him the ball more, especially off tackle, I think they could have some successes. It looks in the area of holding. Let's see what they call.
You're just sitting back waiting for him to break it open. Because once he gets into that second level, he can make some guys miss.
He really can. If he can have just a little bit better blocking from the smaller front of Oak Ridge, he could really break one here.
Speaking of blocking, illegal block below the waist is the call against Oak Ridge. And that penalty took place at the 25-yard line. That's going to back Oak Ridge up to the 15. And it's going to be 2nd and 15 instead of a 1st and 10.
Just can't have that. The mental mistakes just keep stacking up for Oak Ridge, and you can't have it. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Now you got 2nd and forever. when you're already struggling offensively, it's frustrating. You got single coverage over here on one of your fastest wide receivers.
Let's see if Gibbons looks that way. No, handoff goes up the middle to Jackson. Jackson keeps making men miss. Gets it up to the 26-yard line. What a run.
That's a grown man running that football, Aaron. That's so impressive.
So, Jackson, you see on the Chuck Fleischman replay. Wow.
He's a special player.
And now we've got a stoppage in play as the official is calling a timeout on the field. What do we got? We got another equipment malfunction of some sort, or?
And that's unfortunate because that's your best defensive player coming off the field in a 3rd and short.
Tyrese Edwards, the Arkansas commit, had to come out for at least one play. We'll check on that in a moment. 3rd and 4, Gibbons in the backfield. Hard count again. Looks upfield, quick slant, it's complete. And that's going to be enough for a Hammers 1st and 10.
Good play, good catch, good throw.
Isaiah Johnson again. So big conversion for Oak Ridge. They keep the chains moving.
Good job by the offensive coordinator. Seeing single coverage. The safety is more in the middle of the field, expecting run. Just run a simple slant, throw and catch.
Hammers 1st and 10. Just under 2 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. Gibbons, quick out again, and this is Johnson again.
Wow.
Double move, gets upfield, and tackled around the 41-yard line.
That's a move right there. That is a college move. Watch him throw on the brakes here. Broke his ankles.
They're going to give him 7 yards. They're going to mark him out at the 40, which will bring up 2nd and 3 for the Wildcats. And that's, right now, they're just getting the ball to the playmakers.
They are.
1 minute remaining in this 3rd quarter. Oak Ridge trying to keep this drive alive and cut the lead to 7 again. Gibbons gets the ball out of his hands. The ball is tipped up in the air, and the pass falls incomplete. Getting his big hands on it was Daquan Crenshaw.
Have somebody slow getting up here. Good defensive play. Getting his hands on the ball. Ooh, he got a lot of height on that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's a good play. But that part of that is you have a 5'9" quarterback. That's why a lot of teams like the taller quarterbacks, because they can get it over those guys that's jumping in front of them.
Another big 3rd down here as the West fans get loud again. 3rd and 3. Clock is stopped with 50 seconds left.
Big play.
Gibbons looks to throw, looks downfield and throws into double coverage, and that pass is almost intercepted, almost caught before it goes out of bounds. Looking that time at Tyrell Romano, and that will bring up 4th down for Oak Ridge. As we look at the Chuck Fleischman replay.
It's still double coverage, and you can tell he's throwing to where he's told. It's the formation. It's hard to got a timeout?
We do have a timeout. Oak Ridge. So Oak Ridge wants to talk about it. 21-7 West, 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. This is the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Hammers opened the first store.
We're in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammer's popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Back at Blankenship Field, Aaron Harvey, James Gibson with you, and Keys, Melanie, and Parks Phil Hour say, go Wildcats, get the big win tonight. They can still do it. They've got some ground to make up. Brady Hudson in to punt this ball away for Oak Ridge. O'Marion Wright back deep to receive for West. A very wobbly spiral as Wright comes up and gets it, does not fair catch it, and takes off. Reverses his field.
Are you kidding me?
Got some space in front of him to the 50, to the 40, still on his feet, to the 30, to the 20, to the 15. Touchdown West, but we've got 3 flags on the play. We have a very obvious block in the back around the 15-yard line, and I'm not sure what's going on at the Oak Ridge side or the west side of the field down here around the 40, but probably a hold or maybe a block in the back.
Could potentially have several blocks in the back here, but what a play by Wright.
O'Marion Wright just stayed on his feet.
He has some serious wheels on him. He can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time, but just more mental mistakes. Let's see what he's called here.
Personal foul, crackback block against West. And that will be the penalty that is accepted received for West.
That's going to back him up quite a bit.
Reverses a huge play. Look at this Chuck Fleischman replay. 1, 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys get their hands on O'Marion Wright, and 5 guys. And then there's the obvious block in the back. So huge play for West, erased as the ball is placed at the 26-yard line of West. And now West lined up
tight formation.
In a very tight formation.
Wildcat.
Up to the 31-yard line. And on the carry that time, trying to get a number on that. Was that 23?
I would assume 25.
Well, we'll get
John
a number
Cup.
on it
I think
in
it's
a
John
moment.
Cup.
That will take us to the fourth quarter. West leads at 21-7 and has the ball in the O.E.B. Law Game of the Week.
Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope, is a nonprofit organization providing clothing and housewares to the financially disadvantaged of Anderson, Roane, and Morgan counties. Bryson's Closet makes this possible with their thrift store that is located at 350 North Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge. Bryson's Closet is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please visit Bryson's Closet to donate, shop, or even volunteer. Bryson's Closet, a storehouse of hope.
For 30 years, Reno Sporting Goods has been a leader in supplying the highest quality equipment and apparel for sports teams throughout East Tennessee. Athletes, fans, and coaches alike rely on the knowledge and experience that only Reno's can provide. For the best in team sports, shop Reno Sporting Goods.
Come celebrate Ford Truck and SUV Month at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. New 2019 Ford Ranger Super Cab, $22,996. New 2019 Ford F-150, $23,629. New 2019 F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 XLT, $45,578. New 2019 Ford Edge, $27,998. New 2019 Ford Fusion, $19,960. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. I said.
To begin the fourth quarter, here is West with a 2nd and 4 situation in that Wildcat formation once again. And interesting that they're going to the Wildcat with John Cup.
They haven't had a lot of successes running the football in between the tackles, so I think they're trying to switch it up a little bit, just to show Oak Ridge something else, and hoping the Wildcat does it. But look who's taking the direct snap here.
O'Marion Wright.
This is dangerous.
Picks up the ball,
Look
takes
here.
the left side, finds room up the middle. Can't bring this guy down. Finally, at the 44-yard line, Wright is on the ground, but boy, Wright is the right choice tonight.
Absolutely, and as we stated earlier, we were thinking potential player of the game type situation for him. and you're going to have to get the ball in his hands because he's a special athlete.
It's a Hammers 1st and 10. City Councilman Kelly Callison says, "Go Wildcats." Oak Ridge High School class of 1962, the class of champions, wishes the Wildcats best of luck. Rick Chin, Oak Ridge Mayor, wishes the Wildcats good luck tonight, and they're going to need all of that.
A little too much dancing right there.
Yeah, not much on that play.
Yeah. You want to see that running back hit the hole hard in these type situations and out of that formation. Too much dancing, you're not going to be able to get much yardage on that. But it looks like they like his formation with Cup and Wright.
Why do you think they're changing it up this late in the game?
Lack of successes of running in between the tackles in the first half, so they've switched it up and trying to get heavy formation in there, bring in some extra offensive linemen, try to have some successes. It's working right now. Oak Ridge changing it up a little bit.
2nd and basically 10. As we've got a fumble, as John Cup can't handle the snap, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. A loss of about 5 on the play, maybe 6.
Yeah, when you have a player such as a Wildcat formation taking snaps that's never really took a lot of snaps probably in his career, it's a little bit different. So sometimes you have those types of mistakes, fumbles and bad snaps, because you're just not used to doing it.
We got a 3rd and 16 situation, clock winding down, 9:30 to go in this 4th quarter. West taking every bit of time off the clock as they can.
Big 3rd down for Oak Ridge. Money down.
So here is Dance, and Dance takes off, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line, pickup of 2. Oak Ridge with a good stop there. They will force a punt. So now Oak Ridge gets the football back with under 9 minutes left.
That was a must-have stop for Oak Ridge. They've got to get in this game offensively. They've got to start pushing the ball downfield.
Sebastian Latour going to punt this away for West. Isaiah Johnson back deep to receive.
The punt return team for Oak Ridge tonight hasn't done a very good job of holding the blocks. West has been able to get all over the punt returner.
And this one flies down like a missile, and Johnson
that
bobbles the return. It's fumbled, and West has the football.
Looked like a potential interference to me. White hat definitely in there talking about it, but you can't.
So let's watch this Chuck Fleischman replay.
Watch the gunner down here. Close.
Oh boy, that is a huge turnover.
Gut wrenching for Oak Ridge. Can't have it.
West up 14, has the football with the Hammers 1st and 10 at the Oak Ridge 29.
Here comes the Wildcat.
And Cup back in there in the Wildcat formation.
He's got room.
Runs off left tackle. Picks up about 5 yards. Good 1st down gainer.
And he's a bigger back, as you can tell. He really lowers that head. Gets the shoulder pads low. Makes it hurt to tackle him. And then they'll rotate right in there, who's going to juke you out of your shoes, leave you standing in a cloud of dust. So they've got something special there. Power back, bring in a scat back.
Now Cup again coming in that Wildcat formation. Going right this time. Finds a hole up the middle.
Fumble.
Loses the football. It's on the ground, and I think Oak Ridge got it. They did.
Wow.
Huge
What a
turnover
break.
for the Wildcats.
What a break. That Oak Ridge coaching staff is taking a deep breath right there.
Just 2 plays after muffing a punt, the Wildcats come up with a huge turnover.
Couldn't quite tell what happened there.
I think it got punched from behind, maybe.
That's what it looked like. I just couldn't tell who done it. That's a big play, and if that was an Oak Ridge defender that punched that out, He needs a cookie award over on that sideline, because that's a major play for that team.
Matthew Calhoun comes up with the fumble recovery.
Yep.
But popping that thing out of there looked like Jack Rapogel.
Wow, what a play.
So here is Hammers 1st and 10 for Gibbons going long, and that pass falls incomplete, but we've got a flag on the play, and the West fans can't believe it. Oh, man.
Yeah, they're fired up over here on the sidelines, but listen, that's a close call and could have went either way. Uh-oh. White Hat's definitely talking about it.
Pass interference on West. So here's the Chuck Fleischman replay. We have the benefit of replay.
Yeah, he's got him by the arm. Just barely held on to that arm.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
The intended target that time was Jaden Williams, and that's the first time we've said his name tonight.
You got to throw it downfield a little bit to back up those linebackers so you can have more successes running the football.
And here's a screen pass to Jackson. That pass is incomplete. Gibbons didn't have much space to work with after faking that handoff under heavy pressure.
Yeah, West is setting with about 7 or 8 in the box, and that's really hard to throw those type of plays because you just got too many bodies in there.
We'll bring up 2nd and 10, but stop the clock at 7:25. Oak Ridge needs all the time on that clock they can get. Gibbons tells his line to play. One wide receiver on either side. Sends a man in motion. Gibbons looking downfield, got a one-on-one matchup again, and passes just overthrown.
You're not going to be able to outrun Wright down the field. He's one of the fastest defensive back, actually one of the fastest players on the field tonight. So that's hard to do a deep ball on him.
Looking for Tyrell Romano. This pass was just overthrown.
Watch how good a coverage this is by Wright. He's all over him.
Got that inside leverage.
He's a special athlete. Now, I'm telling you, if I'm a college recruiter here tonight, I'm definitely going to go find him after this ball game.
So here's Gibbons. Rolls to his left. Now he's going to have to let it fly, and that pass is almost intercepted by Wright. Trying to get Isaiah Johnson. That will bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, it's double/triple coverage over there, and the Oak Ridge quarterback still throwing into that. So I've never seen a Joe Gaddis team throw as much. Now, it's been a minute since I saw Oak Ridge play, but I'm used to Joe Gaddis running that football and that triple option, so this is a little different. I'm glad to see him throwing a football, but got to change up this formation a little bit. And Oak Ridge, I was going to say, they have a gunner wide open over there.
So here's the punt, and Wright will be able to field it at the 38-yard line. Has some running room, but he's brought down at the West 48-yard line, and that's where the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 with a Hammers 1st and 10.
Good secure tackle, number 35 of Oak Ridge.
Attorney Jim Norman, a member of the 1979 state championship team, says, go Wildcats all the way to Cookeville. Just one game away from that Cookeville game last season. Trying to make a spot in the region tonight against this West team.
Should see a heavy dose of the run here.
Baker Dance takes a snap, handoff, goes to Jai Hudson. Hudson gets it up just across the 50-yard line. Pickup of a couple.
Jacob Irvin on the tackle, 5'11", 178 sophomore. He came in there, laid a really good hit and a secure tackle for a loss. No, for a short gain.
Picked up a couple.
A couple.
Oh, it's 2nd and a short 8.
There was definitely a size difference between these two teams.
6:30 clock running. West, 3 wideouts to the right side now. A man in motion will line up in a slot position as the handoff goes to Hudson. Hudson's got a lot of running room to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, still on his feet, finally brought down at the 16, and there's a fumble. And Oak Ridge has it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What a run. What a run. You just got to hold that football high and tight because Oak Ridge is coming in with everything they got trying to strip the ball. Oak Ridge with another opportunity to try to get back in this ball game. West is just keeping them in it. Watch the replay on the Chuck Fleshman replay.
And Hudson, yeah, gets that, wow, what a run.
What a stiff arm. And look, strip and strip and strip. And that's a heads-up play to be able to strip that ball.
And it's Isaiah Johnson that comes up with it.
Again.
Big play after big play for Johnson.
He is keeping Oak Ridge in this ball game.
Gibbons, handoff, Jackson. Jackson, he breaks a couple tackles, gets it up to the 30, still on his feet, before he's finally run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, got to get him the football more.
And that's going to bring up another Hammers 1st and 10. Watch this Chuck Fleischman replay. And look who he made miss, Mr. Edwards.
That's an SEC-type football player that he made miss.
And West jumps off sides. With the clock stopped, Oak Ridge will get 5 more yards.
And Oak Ridge is glad to have anything.
Under 6 minutes left, so.
We've got a ball game here, Aaron.
We do. Oak Ridge has got to prove that they can get it done.
Staying in that same formation.
Handoff, Jackson, straight up the middle, still on his feet.
Again, the tight ends are allowing too much penetration across their face. And when that happens, Oak Ridge has very little success. They've got to correct it. And they're bringing in big bodies for the tight end position, basically your backup offensive lineman, to be able to get a secure push, but they're losing that battle.
It's a final. Anderson County defeats Howard in a shutout, 42-0.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that.
Gibbons looking downfield. Double coverage again. That pass falls incomplete. His intended target there was Jonathan Stewart, and Stewart wanted a flag.
He did.
Let's look at the Chuck Fleischman replay. Let's see if he has a good case.
I didn't see anything.
Oh, that was the previous play.
I was about to say, what's he talking about?
So Gym Technologies is a proud supporter of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they wish Jacob and Cole Adams good luck. Here's Gibbons. Jackson in the backfield. That's where the ball is going. Up the middle again. Jackson still on his feet. Gets it up to about the 38, maybe the 39. Going to be a little shy of the first down, though. Should bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the Oak Ridge offensive line's getting beat up front a little bit, and it's hard to run in between the tackles when you're having penetration such as that. And that clock is the Oak Ridge worst nightmare right now. You're at 5 minutes. 14 down.
And you can hear this West crowd. They are getting loud because they know this is a big 4th and short.
The bleachers are vibrating. Everyone's on their feet.
And a quarterback sneak from Gibbons. And I don't know. It's going to depend on where the spot is. And they're going to say he got it. So that's going to bring up a Hammers 1st and 10 for Oak Ridge. And Oak Ridge fans not happy with that either. They're not happy with a lot tonight. They got to be happy with the scoreboard, though, as West finds itself up 21-7, and just 4.5 minutes left to go in this one. Gibbons in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the right. Rolls that way. Tries to find his target. That pass is incomplete. Looking that time for Jonathan Stewart again.
No successes there. Too many defensive backs in the area. just impossible for that wide receiver to be able to make that play there.
Oak Ridge needs to go downfield, as you said.
Yeah, they do.
They need to, but are they capable?
That's the thing. That's the thing. It doesn't look like it right now. Now, they have athletes, some really talented athletes, but they look a little uncomfortable throwing the ball downfield. And I'm sure part of that is just personnel, but it's really hampering the offense. It makes them a little predictable, and the defensive coordinator, Wes, has got dialed in on them. West in the man defense.
Here's Gibbons, looks across the middle, and pass is intercepted. Down to the 20, down to the 17-yard line, and for West, that is Jack Eggleston. Turnover after turnover after turnover for both of these teams tonight.
He does a really good job reading the quarterback's eyes. He watched the receiver the whole time. And that's a good play by the West defender. Watch the quarterback's eyes. He never takes them off of the wide receiver.
And Jack Eggleston gets that interception. And, boy, you nailed it. The quarterback stared down his receiver. Eggleston saw it all the way, came up from that safety position to get the football back. And now we've got Wildcat again with John Cup up to about the 14-yard line.
Unfortunate for Oak Ridge not to be able to drive down the field. Quarterback just a little uncomfortable, couldn't make the play. West coming in here trying to just push the ball one more time into the end zone out of that Wildcat type formation.
Mayor Warren and Judy Gooch wish the Wildcats the best of luck for the rest of the season, as well the rest of this game. As do Keys, Melanie, and Parks Phil Hour. They say, go Wildcats, come back and get this win tonight. West in no hurry as the play clock winds down to 3. And here is Cup in the Wildcat. Not going to get much of anything there.
Oak Ridge is going to be swapping at that football. You never know, might have another turnover. Oak Ridge has had some luck tonight.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we've had 4 possessions in a row with a turnover.
Oh, my goodness. Whew.
That's what you call ugly football.
That is what you call ugly football. That's what you call some coaches having some heart attacks. Whew.
And you see Cup in that Chuck Fleischman replay holding on to that football. So with 6:29 remaining in the fourth quarter, scoring update, Midway is up on Wartburg, 27-26.
Wow, got a tie ball game between the Green Wave and the Bulldogs.
And again, John Cup in that Wildcat.
Low snap.
And he's going to throw the football not well, but he threw it.
He did. It started with a snap. It was a low snap, which kind of just made everybody a little uncomfortable, and then he tried to rush the throw.
That's a really nice play call, though.
He was wide open. I mean, hey.
And it might have been tipped. I might have been too hard on him. There is a flag on the play, though. Talking about it for an awfully long time as White Hat comes on, finally going to give us a call. And a dead ball personal foul on West.
Wow. I was expecting to see some holding or lineman down the field. I didn't see that. Too many penalties again. For week 5, it's sloppy football. Got a lot of learning and coaching to do on film.
That's going to back the football all the way back to the 27-yard line. And we'll bring up
3rd and long. Or 4th and long.
Yeah, because the personal foul happened after the play.
Big break for Oak Ridge.
The line to gain looks like the 7 from this angle.
2:33 left.
We're going to call it 4th and 20. Oak Ridge is running out of time, though.
Absolutely.
And now West wants to take a timeout. So City Councilman Kelly Callison says, go Wildcats. Come back, get this win against West. The Oak Ridge High School class of 1962, the class of champions, wishes the Wildcats best of luck for the rest of the game and the rest of the season. Rick Chin, Oak Ridge Mayor Pro Tem, wishes the Wildcats good luck as well. A lot of Oak Ridge Wildcat fans, as you would imagine, including attorney Jim Norman, a member of the 1979 state championship team. Go Wildcats all the way to Cookeville. And Cookeville is not out of the question just because of a game tonight, as West is seeking its first win ever over Oak Ridge in the 9th meeting between the two teams. Just a couple seasons ago, these two teams played in the regular season. Oak Ridge got the win. They played again in the playoffs, and Oak Ridge got the win again, as West will bring out the field goal unit on this 4th and 20.
Trying to make this a 3-possession ball game, and it's a smart move by the offensive coordinator of West.
This will be a 44-yard try for Hudson Schmid. It's up, and it's good. 44-yard field goal is good. West extends its lead to 24-7 with 2.5 remaining in this one.
Big turnover led to 3 points, and luckily for Oak Ridge, it was only 3 points.
To providing
safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers in Harriman and Roane County through the use of safe operational procedures with trained and knowledgeable personnel. An odorant is added to natural gas and maintained to a certain level so that in the event of a gas leak, it can be easily detected. If you smell or suspect a natural gas leak, please call the Harriman Utility Board at 882-3242. We can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
44-yard field goal puts West up 24-7 in the O.E.B. Law game of the week, and that's Hudson Schmid back onto the field to kick off to Oak Ridge, and Oak Ridge finds itself down 3 scores and not a lot of time left. So here's Isaiah Johnson on the return. Excuse me, that's not Johnson, that's Romero. Gets it up to the 20-yard line.
Not much blocking on the kick return there. He was able to pick up back to the 20. Let's see what Oak Ridge does here. And again, this isn't Oak Ridge's strong suit here.
And look at that. Look at that. That field goal was probably good from 50.
Oh, yeah, he was booming 50s in warm-ups. He's got an impressive leg. West is already celebrating over here on the sidelines.
Gibbons looking to try to stage a comeback. Looking downfield, quick pass, complete to Romero up to the 29-yard line. Quick pickup of about 9 as Oak Ridge has gone into 2-minute offense mode.
They have, but they're staying in the same formation, which is a run-heavy formation. So it limits your deep throws here.
2nd and 2 after a pickup of 8. Handoff goes to Jackson. Jackson breaks free up to the 35 and a